for sort of a wedding-y special going out look, and I'm using a new foundation which I've kind of fallen in love with, and it's by Face Atelier, or Atelier. I only have samples, but I am planning on buying the full size because I really like it. So of the sample size, you can actually buy these, and they're £1 each, and you get quite a lot in there because I've shaken it and I'm just going to use the amount in the cap. There's not very much, and it's best applied with your fingers because it gets nice and warm. So just take a little bit and you'll soon see how nice this is. Start in the middle of the face. No primer is needed because this actually contains a lovely primer, and just blend. It blends to nothing and feels really nice. It covers redness quite well because I have redness on my cheeks, a few blemishes, but it gives you a lovely, lovely, flawless look. And I looked into buying this. You can get it from cocobow.co.uk, and it's about £32 for, I think it's 30 mils. And to be honest, I'm very happy to pay it because the colour and the finish is really nice. So that is my recommendation for this foundation. Always buy a sample because it's so useful to be able to do that, especially if you're paying a lot of money. I think £32 is a lot of money for cosmetics, so I always want to try it. And when you go into a shop, they don't always let you. So this is going on, and you can see it looks really nice all over. And just give it a really good blend with the warmth of your fingers. Use a damp sponge, sort of get that going. Make sure you've got everywhere that you need it. I tend not to place it over the eyes. I don't really need it over the eyes, just in the inner corner and a bit underneath the eyes. And don't forget, if you're wearing your hair up like I am today, in my sort of big wig hairdo, then don't forget to do the old ears. Now this is also a really good concealer, so you can use it, once this is kind of set a little bit, dab it in other places where you need the extra coverage. So I need some coverage here, a little sort of mark here, a bit of redness, but that's evened out my skin to make it look really nice. Don't forget to take it down the neck as well. Now I actually got two samples of this from Cocoa Bow. The tan one is the one I've used over the face, and then there was a slightly lighter one because I didn't know which would suit, and this is Honey, and I'm going to use this as a concealer, and I'm going to apply that with sort of a fluffy brush. I'm just going to dab my brush into the cap and use it under the eyes and blend. That's pretty good. You can see that's really brightened up the area, and then just blend it nicely. Lovely. Nice fluffy brush just to blend it all away. This foundation, even on my skin, needs powdering quite well because there's a silicone primer in it, it can sort of look a little bit oily. First it starts to look kind of nice and dewy, and then quite quickly you'll just start to feel it go on the T-zone. And I have combination skin, so I do get a bit oily there, but it's beautiful. It feels soft, and the coverage is fantastic. I mean, look at that, that is amazing. And it was so quick, and it doesn't require any special tools or anything, or any massive blending or anything like that. I'm also going to take this light foundation and use it as a bit of a highlight sort of sculpting. So I'm going to take it along the top of the cheekbones and up to under the eyebrow. Same on the other side, just sort of bring it down. Now, most people would say put it down your nose. Unfortunately, my nose is quite skinny, so I don't want it to look even more skinny. So I actually take it slightly down the sides to sort of flatten my nose a bit. And definitely on the inner corners of the eyes. And then blend away, and it just blends beautifully. Really nice. It's a very, very nice finish. It's quite bright in here today. I also use it along the top of the brow because that really helps to define the brows. Just sweep it along. And on my chin. And by the sides of the mouth. Sides of the nose. Now before I powder my face, I'm just going to use a cream sort of blush, and this is actually a Bobbi Brown Pot Rouge for lips and cheeks. I'm just taking it on a stippling brush, and I'm going to pop that on the cheeks. You don't need very much at all, and then gently blend that out. I wasn't winking at you, just in case you were wondering. Just blend that to nothing. A bit more on that side. Before I powder, I'm going to do my eyebrows, and I'm still in love with the eyebrow kit from Miss Bollywood. I didn't think I would be, because oh, what a gimmick, but actually it's become really useful because you can probably wonder what's going on here. I'm regrowing my eyebrows because they were a little bit too raised on the arch, almost sort of Vulcan, and so I'm gently using this sort of every week to remove the different sort of hairs that don't fit this shape. So this is a Marilyn, and I'm going to show you how easy it is. You will have seen it in a different video. I place it over my eyebrow like so, and this one is pretty good because I've been growing my eyebrow for a few weeks, and then literally stroke the product on. Not too heavy. And that's it, it's kind of foolproof. And then as I remove, you have a fabulous eyebrow. I'm going to do the same on the other side. See, this is the eyebrow that was completely different, and so I'm having to grow it and fill it in a lot more and take it slowly, because if I went straight for this shape, this half of the eyebrow would have to be removed and that would look a little weird. So this little one is still being trained. Oh, and there you go, 2 eyebrows. And then just take an eyebrow brush just to sort of smooth out and give you a nice smooth line. But they're so easy to use, aren't they? Really, really great. I'm now thinking my eyebrows are a bit too close together and I could afford to take that one back, but the thing about eyebrows is they take a little bit of patience when you're growing them. Now for easy peasy, no fuss, I'm going to use a cream eyeshadow on my eyelids to prime and add a bit of colour. And I'm using this one, which is by Blushes. It's in the colour Truffle, which for most people will be a little bit dark, but for me it's a lovely wearable day colour. Now I just take it a little bit on a brush and stroke it over the eyelid. It's slightly darker than my eyelid, but it has kind of a reflective nature, so I don't have to do too much contouring. It reflects on the eyelid and produces shadows in the crease. So super easy. Just apply a really light layer. If you put too much on, it won't actually work as a cream shadow. It will just crease all over the place. Now to set that, I'm just going to use a translucent powder because I don't want to upset the shine. So just bounce a bit over the eyelids, and that will just set it and prevent creasing. Now I'm taking the colour Elegant, which is a mineral eyeshadow from e.l.f. And take a flat synthetic brush, grab a little bit, tap off the excess and pop that over the eyelid. That just adds a little bit more shimmer and warmth to this eye. Just tapping that over, then using a fluffier brush just to blend across. The next colour I'm going to take is a little bit darker, and I'm going to use it to accentuate the crease a little. And it is a lovely one by Beauty Without Cruelty. It's a really deep, dark, chocolatey brown called Intrigue. It's a lovely deep brown. And I'm just going to take this into the crease, and I kind of look up, pop in the brush and move it backwards and forwards just in the crease. Same on the other side, like so. And then take a nice fluffy brush to blend it down. And this is sort of a standard bridal look. I'm just going to use a tiny bit of waterproof eyeliner, and I'm just going to pull up the eye and bounce this along the lashes. If you prefer a thicker line, go for it. But I literally just want to add, you can see now the lashes look a little bit thicker. Same on this side. Just lift up the eye so that you can really get to the lashes. Like so, just to give ourselves a little bit more. I also take some along the bottom lash line, on the outer corner. And that's really helped to define the eyes. You can make it thicker if you want to. If you want to turn this into an elegant look, you can of course wing out the eyeliner and it'll look really lovely. Next up, it's time to curl those lashes. And I kind of look down slightly, grab the lashes, and then pull up and walk the lashes up, and that really sort of, whoa, makes them look massive. Good at the root, and then walk them outwards. And you get really big lashes, they look really big. Bring those down. I kind of need to open this eye up a little bit more because it's a little bit smaller. And then grab your mascara, waterproof of course, if it's your wedding day. This is a Beauty Without Cruelty full volume mascara. It has a massive brush, but the bristles are quite spaced out, so you do get good coverage of all the lashes, and you get a nice sort of volumizing effect. False lashes if you want to. And I'm just going to pop a little bit on the bottom lashes. And kind of a top tip, if you found you've put too much on the bottom lashes and it's starting to look a bit spidery and clumpy, just take a cotton wool bud and run it underneath the lashes, and that will take away any excess. You kind of have to do it while it's wet, otherwise they'll just stick. You get cotton wool bits. I'm taking a lip lock pencil because this is just so easy and convenient. And I'm going to just paint that. It's like a wax, clear wax, you can't see it. And this is a new lipstick from e.l.f. They're really, really creamy soft. And this is called Voodoo. And it goes perfectly. And it's kind of a, it's a really natural colour, but look how bold it is. It's incredibly bold. So you don't really need more than one layer. It's very bold. I'm going to blot this down. They're creamy. These lipsticks smell fruity. They smell a bit like papaya. And they're very moisturising. Blot that down. Apply another coat if you need to, but I don't feel I need to. The last thing to add is a touch of blusher, and I'm just going to use this one, which is kind of a coral colour, and it's by Sleek. I'm just going to grab my blusher brush. Where are you? Go. This is very, very pigmented, so when you are using it, just bounce it off on a tissue or your hand and apply to the cheekbones, like so. And I tend to blend it down with a brush or just the heat of my fingers. Then powder well, translucent powder, HD powder, coloured pressed powder, and you are good to go. There we go, look finished. This is sort of a lovely sort of classic bridal look, or if you're going out or you just want to look elegant for your day. Thanks for watching, bye.